Welcome to Reflective Fashion Production. This is story time. You know, I'm gonna say that I decided that I was going to post this today because I was just like, you know what? I've been promising and under delivering and doing my best to get things together. However, there's been a lot going on. So, okay, so basically, I'm gonna tell you this story. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. So I'm sleeping real good in my bed, right? Sleeping real good, and apparently within a dream. So I was a dream within a dream, and basically I was watching TikTok. I was watching TikTok in my dream. So I'm watching TikTok and I see this TikTok of this woman and this man, and basically they're getting attacked by a squirrel. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So, that was enough for me. So in my dream, I decide to put my phone down and I go to sleep. Okay. So I go to sleep, and in my dream, like I hear a noise and I'm just like, what is this noise? And it's a squirrel. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the squirrel in the TikTok got off the phone and started following me. Crazy. Whatever. So as I'm running down the hall, I fall. I just fall in my dream. When I fall, I just jump up out my dream. So I'm in a dream within a dream. I jump up. I'm just like laying there and I'm just like, okay, this is crazy. And I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. But I don't get up and go to the bathroom. So I'm just like, I don't know why I'm not getting up and going to the bathroom. So I like roll over. So as I roll over, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still asleep. Like, what is going on? So I'm just like, okay, Monica, wake up. Wake up. How you go to sleep within your sleep? Like, that's crazy. So I get up and I go to the restroom. I go to the restroom and then come back, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to work on Me, Myself, and Just Monica podcast episode because I was supposed to post that last week and I did not. So I'm working on it, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just jump on TikTok real quick because like this is getting like real intense. So I get on TikTok, and as I'm on TikTok, I'm scrolling through and I see this video of this young lady, and basically she's talking about stylists. Now, I am a stylist and a hair braider in the state of South Carolina. So she's talking about them, and she's talking about how, she's talking about one in particular. I don't know who she is, but she was talking about how she had an appointment, and she thought that, she would get a confirmation notice or I can't talk today. A confirmation text just, the night before her appointment or whatever, saying, hey, are you still coming? XYZ. She didn't get that. In fact, she got more of a cancellation, and then her deposit was taken. So with her deposit being taken, she was just like, hey, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't know I needed to confirm and text you. Right? So she's saying all of this, and they go back and forth. They do they whoop wop whoop and all that other stuff. So they do what they have to do or whatever. And with that being said, I'm gonna stop messing with my hair because it's not working. Okay, so basically, with that being said, they go back and forth, and make a long story short, she still didn't have an appointment, and she had to dispute the deposit with her credit card company, which is crazy. I'm just like, oh my God, that's crazy. So I actually agreed with the client. I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, if it was some type of misunderstanding, you could just, nip it in the bud, let her have her appointment. However, neither case may be, that's not me. Moving on. As I'm scrolling through, I see another young lady who basically had this, kind of like this, it was similar, but it wasn't. So basically her appointment got canceled the day of because something personal happened to the stylist. And this young lady actually made some really good points. She was just like, if the stylist doesn't give you the location of where you are, they are, and all this extra stuff, and they're asking for a deposit. And I'm just like, well, pause. The location? Like, I don't understand. Like, if you're not a traveling stylist, there's no reason for you not to have a location. Like, why are you stingy with your location? I had so many questions on that video. that I watched, I was just like, what? But anyway, neither here or there. I definitely did agree with her because it just was like, okay, well, you canceled because you had a personal issue, but at the same time, like, you knew that you were having this personal issue more like 8 hours before and not 2 hours before the appointment. Like, yes, things come up and you could like push the appointment off. However, it was just something shady about it. And what I want to say is just overall, I had wrote some notes too. Listen, let me go ahead and go to my notes because I was just overall, I was just like really confused. And the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of stylists out here that it's hard to actually get clientele because the client where they are in their, you know, how can I put this? Their demographic of where they are. Some people are not willing to drive where they are. Some people, don't want to take that drive. However, there are others that will. And then you have one stylist and then you have another stylist who's like, I'll go to her because she's closer. Or I'm not going to go to her because she charges more and she's like so far away. Those are things that you have to think about. But at the same time, it's a luxury. When you go out of town and you are spending all of this money on a luxury, you're doing all of this for yourself, for your state of mind, your peace, however you want to put it. It's just what you do, right? So I just feel like in our community, we need to start looking at getting our hair done, getting our nails done, doing things for ourselves as a luxury. Because if we don't, then we're going to continue to downplay this situation and we're going to continue to have these problems that we're having. I do believe that it's important to have a consultation. I personally don't care what anyone says anymore. At first, I was just like, well, this is what I'm doing for my practice. I'm going to have a consultation. Everyone's like, no, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And that is where you, as a stylist and even as a client, will tell, okay, I want this person to do my hair. That is where you can say, I don't really want this person in my chair, but I know somebody that will be willing to, take care of her. Like, those are the things that you have to think about when it comes to a consultation. Me moving forward, I am definitely setting back my consultations. I think they're very important, especially when it comes to, having that, set in motion, especially for everything that's going on out here. I got so much going on. Like, where is this coming from? I'm in the middle of like, I'm going to give myself a shampoo and this is my pre-poo. That's what's going on. But anyway, I think that that's important. I think it's important to have that consultation in place. And even if you decide that you want to speak with that person and you guys have a rapport and you've built that bond and you're comfortable enough to sit in their chair, or you're comfortable enough to let them sit in your chair, that's huge. And, we don't have that many people that are really willing to take time and care about our hair. I mean, yes, you could go to someone and they can do your hair, but are they really taking the time to take care of your hair? Are they willing to take the time to teach you to take care of your hair? Because, I mean, let's be real and let's be honest. Within the past few years, things have shifted. There are people at home that do their hair for themselves. They're, grabbing different types of, things and putting it in their hair, but they're not sure what they're putting in their hair. They still don't know, especially when it comes to the coily community. We still don't know, how to, but we're learning. You know what I'm saying? We're learning. We're taking that time to, get acquainted with our hair and learn. So with having someone, take the time to learn about your hair, I think that that's very important, especially if they're, giving you the ability to do your hair on your own. I personally can say, just with my business, I wasn't confident enough in myself to put myself out there and say, this is what I'm going to do, because I see now that there are different types of people. There are different types of people. There are different types of hair, and not everybody is going to agree with my standards in my practice. But there are some people that are going to agree and like, my mindset and what I'm doing when it comes to, my hair and my hair care, routines. They might like that. Other people may not. It just really depends. So I think overall that we should definitely take the time to be mindful and respectful of each other's time. I think that's very important when it comes to that. And I think it's also important to say that if you have a bad feeling about someone, and you know this, like when you're booking appointments and you're looking online and reading certain things, you already know what it is because you feel it. If you feel it, don't do it. That's a red flag. Like right off that. That's definitely a red flag. And I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to say that that's the red flag. And just with story time and those two women, I hope that they found who they were looking for to do their hair. And I hope that, they had a good weekend, because I think that, if you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you look good. So even if what if that moment, deterred them and they were feeling sad in the inside? I think both of the women are doing immaculate. They look good. They probably feel good as well. They just wanted to put that out there like, yo, this is what these stylists are doing. And we need to stop that. Like, if business-wise, you are fully booked and you're giving yourself a hard time, plan your day out. If you book too many people, plan your day out. What does that look like? What does your day look like? What does your next Saturday look like? Like, there are some people that, are like, oh, are you here in town? And it's so funny because every time I was traveling, that's when people were like, hey, can you do this for me today? And it's just like, oh, I found your number at so-and-so. And I'm just like, really? Like, everybody found my number when I'm out of town. Oh, well, she wasn't available, so I wouldn't go to her. But that's not the case. So it's just more like, give yourself that opportunity, give yourself that grace, and, be mindful. And that's something that I'm actually working on myself. I need to be mindful of my time, and I also need to be mindful of what I want to do when it comes to being a stylist and, teaching. Just because I think that's important. You should definitely be able to take care of your hair. So when you go back to your stylist can say, ooh, look at you. Look at how good. I'm a good teacher. You know what I'm saying? They should be feeling that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sharing is caring, and I will see you guys soon.